How many of you are aware that right here in Northern California, the Bay Area, there's a museum dedicated to showcasing actual ancient Egyptian artifacts? Well, welcome back to AM Dynasty. In this AM Dynasty original showcase, we'll be taking a field trip, to the ROSICRUCIan Museum. In this very short AM Dynasty original miniseries, we'll be traveling to the ROSICRUCIan Museum to check out original ancient artifacts on display. So buckle your seatbelts and enjoy.
Used by alchemists to apply the operations of alchemy to their personal transformation. Focus your attention on the face of the alchemist at the center of the drawing. The triangle over his face signifies divine grace raining down. So we see within this triangle a union of the divine mind with the mind of the alchemist. Each ray on the star shining out from the alchemist's face represents a metal from lead to gold. The circle scenes, called rondels, depict what must be done to transform the metals. The outer ring has a Latin instruction that reads, "Visit the innermost parts of the earth, and by rectifying them, you will find the hidden stone." The first letter of each word spells out vitriol, vitriol, which is sulfuric acid. Alchemists believe a similar liquid fire exists within themselves and call it their secret fire. The large triangle behind the ring stands for the three forces of creation, which we know today as matter, energy, and light. Alchemists refer to them as the three essentials of salt, sulfur, and mercury. Salt, or corpus, is matter, symbolized by the cube. Sulfur, or anima, is energy, symbolized by the sun, and salamander living in fire. Mercury, or spiritus, is light, symbolized by the light of the moon, and the bird of spirit about to take wing.
Ladies and gentlemen, the time right now is 5:50 p.m. and in 10 minutes at 6 p.m. The ROSICRUCIan
In his right hand is a torch of fire, and in his left a
Please prepare to
ferret
take one last
signifying
photo or
air.
visit to your favorite
His right
artifact
foot
or
is planted
exhibit,
on earth,
making your way to the
and his
exit doors
left
which are
is in
located
water.
at the admission desk entrance.
To the alchemist's
Before
right,
we
the
understand what's
jovial
up, much as
solar
we
king
will
sits on the lion and holds his scepter and shield, indicating his authority over the visible world. But the dragon of his unconscious hides in a cave, ready to attack should he grow too prideful. To the alchemist's left, the melancholy lunar queen rides a great fish in the sea. She carries a shackled wheat, symbolizing her connection to fertility and growth. The bow and arrow she cradles represents the wounds of body and heart she accepts as part of life. In simplest terms, the king and queen are the polarities of our existence. Aggressive and passive, masculine and feminine, our thoughts and emotions that must be reconciled before we can achieve unity and wisdom. Now move to the black ray, number 1. It carries the cipher for both the planet Saturn and the metal lead. The smallest square denotes the three essentials principle of salt. The goal is to overcome the lethargic, dark, heavy spirit of lead and begin the journey of transformation. Moving clockwise, the first rondel is marked by the Latin word visita, which means to begin a journey. The black crow sitting on a skull is the classic symbol for the calcination operation, which uses fire to burn away old structures and habits. On the personal level, the skull signifies the elimination of ego to reveal the true inner self. Ray number 2 has a cipher for both Jupiter and Tin, The goal is to free the trapped energy in lead and transmute it into shining, untarnishable tin. On the personal level, the work involves the purification and the control of feelings and emotional energy. The second rondo depicts the operation of dissolution, which works with water to dissolve materials. This step is marked by the word interiore, which means to work with the innermost parts of the sight. It shows the black crow watching its white, purified soul emerge from the dark waters. Ray number 3 is marked with the cipher for both Mars and iron. The smaller cipher denotes the principle of sulfur or energy. The goal is to transmute hard, cold iron by exposing it to the feminine influence of copper. The third rondo shows the operation of separation, in which the birds of soul and spirit pick through the remains of the previous operations to save the genuine parts. Above this rondo is written terra, which means of the earth, and refers to the essences being separated in the dregs of matter. Ray number 4 has the cipher for both Venus and copper. The goal is to marry the opposing qualities of copper and iron to create something new. On the personal level, this is the formation of an integrated personality by merging our masculine and feminine sides. The fourth rondo depicts the operation of conjunction. It shows the birds of soul and spirit lifting the crown of the quintessence into the heavens. This rondo is inscribed with the word rectificando, which means to rectify or set right. Ray number 5 carries the cipher for both the planet and metal, Mercury. An identical smaller cipher indicates the principle Mercury as light or mind. The goal is to introduce new life into the fetus created by the union of iron and copper. The fifth rondo depicts the operation of fermentation. It shows the birds of soul and spirit nesting in a tree, awaiting the hatching of their fertilized egg. The inscription means you will discover. During fermentation, digesting bacteria create a spirit of alchemy. On the personal level, it is an influx of inspirational energy into the sight. Ray number 6 is marked with a cipher for both moon and silver. The goal is to purify materials by heating them and then condensing the vapors. On the personal level, it means repeated reflection and elevation of our thoughts and feelings. The next rondo depicts the operation of distillation. It shows a unicorn resting next to a rose bush. The unicorn symbolizes sublimation of physical desires, and the rose is the purest flower. Above the rondo is the word occultum, meaning hidden, since the essences at this stage are cloaked in vapors. Ray number 7 carries a cipher for both the sun and gold. The goal is to let go of old structures and allow the final transmutation to take place. The final rondo depicts the operation of coagulation and shows an androgynous youth emerging from a moonlight grave. It is inscribed with the word lapidem, meaning the stone, which refers to the birth of the philosopher's stone. At the top of the ring, above the crown of the quintessence, is a winged figure known as the ascended essence. It signifies the completion of the spiritual work. The soul, now perfected, is ready to take flight to a whole new level of being. Now that you understand the meaning of these symbols, you can work through the Azov at your own pace. Just start with the face at the center and realize that you are now the alchemist.